Very good morning to all. This is Ms. Shraddha M. Butte, Assistant Professor, Department of Physics, Sri Shivaji Science College, Amravati. I am delivering the lecture on the technique co-precipitation synthesis. For synthesizing the nanomaterial, there are different methods. In that, first one is top-down approach and the another is bottom-up approach. What happens in the top down approach? The bulk material, we cut it down in the small parts, and again we cut down that small parts, and again cutting and we form the nanoparticles. In bottom up approach, we take the atom, and that atoms forms the molecules, and that molecules forms the clusters, and that clusters will form the nanoparticles. There is another one approach, that is growth kinetics. In that, cluster formation is followed by nucleation and growth. Nanoparticle synthesis. In that, we have seen top down approach and second one is bottom up approach. The diagram shows the top down approach. In top down, we have taken a bulk material, we cut it or we slice it or we etch it in a powder form or in a small parts, and then that small parts again cut down and we make a powder form nanoparticles. In bottom up approach, we consider the atoms, that atoms form the molecules, and that molecules forms the clusters, and these clusters form the nanoparticles. In top down approach refers to the slicing, cutting of the bulk material to get the nano sized particles. In bottom up approach, the atom by atom or molecule by molecule is built up. Next, here are some methods for the top down approach, that are physical processing methods are included in the top down approach. In top down approach, the starting material is in a solid state. In physical processing methods, there are mechanical methods and lithographic techniques. Mechanical methods includes cutting, etching, grinding and ball milling, and lithographic technique includes photolithography. What means photolithography? In lithographic technique, the main source is laser beam. We use the laser beam to etch the particles. In next slide, we will see it. Bottom up approach. The starting material can be either gaseous or liquid. There are physical and chemical process for the in the bottom up approach. That are physical techniques include evaporation, sputtering, plasma arching, laser ablation. In chemical techniques, there is chemical vapor deposition technique. Here we have considered a bulk material in a solid form. Now we are cutting down using the process of etching or cutting or slicing or nanolithographic process, and we have cut down this material in the two parts. That we can say from this diagram we can say it is a top down approach. Here we have taken small atoms or assembly of a molecular pattern Now some physical condition or chemical condition triggers this atom, that conditions like change in pH or concentration or temperature, and these atoms will combine together and form the clusters, and these clusters will form the nanoparticles. This is called as bottom up approach. Here, top down versus bottom up approach. What we do in top down process, we start with a bulk wafer and we apply the layer of photoresistance, and this photoresistance layer is exposed to the UV light, and this layer we will etch this wafer and the nanoparticles will be formed. In bottom up approach, we start with a bulk wafer and we highlight the area or alter the area using polymer or seed crystal or other techniques, and then we will grow the nanoparticles there on that highlighted area. Here are some advantages and disadvantages of top-down and bottom-up approach. In top-down approach, the large-scale production is possible as chemical purification is not required. The disadvantages of top-down approach are broad size distribution, that is 10 to 1000 nanometers, varied particle shapes or geometry. Again, some impurities like stress, defects, cracks are introduced, and top-down approach is an expensive technique. What happens in bottom-up approach? The advantages are in bottom-up approach, the advantages are ultra-fine nanoparticles, nanoshells, nanotubes can be prepared. That is, desirable shape can be formed. The deposition parameters can also be controlled, and the size distribution we got is 1 to 20 nanometers. It is a cheaper technique. The disadvantages of bottom-up approach is large-scale production is difficult or is not available. We can get very small amount of product in the bottom-up approach. The chemical purification of nanoparticles is required in the bottom-up approach. Now, co-precipitation technique. The reaction involves the simultaneous occurrence of nucleation, growth, coarsening or agglomeration process. What means nucleation? The step where the nucleus is formed. The step at which the nucleus is formed. This nucleation is followed by the growth of that nucleus. What happens in nucleation process? Co-precipitation technique. The reaction involves simultaneous occurrence of nucleation, growth, coarsening or agglomeration process. Here, the nucleation. Nucleation is the first step of co-precipitation technique. In this, the formation of nucleus is there. Then, the formation of nucleus is followed by the growth, and then this growth, then the coarsening is followed by it. What means the coarsening? The coarsening means the nucleus is grown up, or the nucleus is having the growth, and some other nucleus are also formed with that nucleus, and this nucleus comes combined together. We call that process as agglomeration or coarsening process. The co-precipitation reaction exhibits some following characteristics. The products are generally insoluble, formed under the conditions of high saturation. Means what? In co-precipitation technique, when we will get the product, that products will be insoluble in the solvent, and when it will be insoluble in the solvents, on that situation only, when the condition is at high supersaturation, when the solvent is at supersaturation state, then only we will get the product which is insoluble in that solvent. Second characteristics, nucleation is the key step. What means nucleation is the key step, and large number of small particles will be formed. Nucleation is the key step means the first step in the co-precipitation technique is nucleation, and as when the nucleation start, the large number of small particles will be formed in the solvent. Characteristics, secondary process. The secondary process such as Ostwald ripening or aggregation dramatically affect the size, morphology and properties of the products. The supersaturation conditions necessary to induce precipitation usually result the chemical reaction. Means when the supersaturation condition is there, then only the precipitation procedure will occur. A typical co-precipitation synthesis methods are: metals are formed from aqueous by reactions of molecular precursors. Also, we can prepare micro solutions by reduction from non-aqueous solution Also, electrochemical reduction and decomposition of metal organic precursors we can also form. The oxides are also formed from aqueous and non-aqueous solution. The metal chalconides formed microwave or sonication assisted co-precipitation. Here are the types of co-precipitation. The first one is surface adsorption. Second is mixed crystal formation. Third is occlusion. Fourth is mechanical entrapment. First is the surface adsorption. The surface of adsorption is the common process of the co-precipitation. It is likely to cause significant contamination of the precipitate with large specific surface areas. The second one, mixed crystal formation. Mixed crystal formation. It is in which one of the ions in the crystal lattice of solid is replaced by the ion of another element. Occlusion. We can say occlusion is a type of co-precipitation in which a compound is trapped within a pocket formed during the rapid crystal growth. Mechanical entrapment. Mechanical entrapment occurs when crystal-like lows together during the growth. The first, surface adsorption and mixed crystal formation, are the equilibrium process, as well as the occlusion and mechanical entrapment are the type of growth kinetics. Nucleation and growth. Nucleation is a phenomenon of initiation of formation of first nanocrystal in the solution. Means what? The nucleation at the first molecule is formed, or the first unit cell is formed at the time of nucleation process. It involves the appearance of very small particles or nuclei of the new phase which are capable of growing. There are two types of nucleation. First one is homogeneous nuclei and the second is heterogeneous nuclei. In homogeneous nuclei, it forms the simultaneous and uniformly throughout the solution. But in heterogeneous nuclei, the size is not uniform, that are nucleated at the different time. This is the diagram that shows the synthesis of metal nanoparticles. In this, we will add the metal salt, capping agent, or we can say the reducing agent, that will form the metal colloids. That metal colloids is followed by, at equilibrium process, the nucleation will be formed. The nucleus will be formed. Once the nucleus is formed, the growth is started, and after that the accumulation of this nanoparticles is there. That the growth will be there, and these particles will crystal together, and this will accumulate. And again, by using the stabilized and capped nanoparticles, or by using the stabilizing agent and capping agents, we can control the size of this nucleus. The key factors that affect this nucleus are pH, concentrations, that is solvent concentration, the time of reaction, and the temperature is also a factor that affects the size of the nucleus. Here there is a Larmor diagram that is plotted versus the time and concentration. When the nucleation they start, the growth is also formed there. The picture shows homogeneous nucleation, that is the particles are uniform sized particles. On heterogeneous nucleus, the particles are non-uniform sized particles that we called as polydispersed particles. These are the TEM images of the particles. These are monodispersed particles, that is all particles are nucleated at the same time, that is homogeneous nucleation example, and the size of the particle is same. These are polydispersed particles, that is the example of heterogeneous nucleus, where the particles are not uniform in the size. Again, nucleation. The nucleation plays an important role in controlling the properties of final product, size distribution and its phase. The nucleation needs strong nucleation and slow growth. To get the smaller size nanoparticles, a strong nucleation is needed and the growth of that particle should be slow. Highly monodispersed nanoparticles are formed if the process of nucleation and growth can be controlled successfully. Here is the one type of precipitation, that is arrested precipitation. In how we can control the growth of nanoparticles. So there is a phenomenon, that is arrested precipitation. The precipitation under starving condition, where the large number of nucleation centers are formed by vigorous mixing of the reactant solution. If concentration growth is kept small, the nuclei growth is stopped due to lack of the material. So the concentration is also the matter of it. Now the particle had to be protected from Ostwald ripening by using the stabilizers. What is Ostwald ripening? The growth mechanism where small particles dissolve and are consumed by the large particles. As a result of the average nanoparticle size increase with time, the particle concentration decrease. As particle increase in size, solubility decreases. Here is an example of the Crowe precipitation technique. Here is a stirrer. Then we have taken a beaker. In that beaker we have dissolved a solvent and a reducing agent also, and here again we are adding a capping agent, or we can say a reducing agent or oxidizing agent for that potential. In this I have dissolved the monomer of a polymer, and I am adding a reducing agent or oxidizing agent in that monomer. As it will goes on in equilibrium state, the oxidation will be started and the formation of polymer is going on there. Then after keeping the sample after some time, or after say 8 to 10 hours, and keeping that sample overnight, the formed particle will form a layer at the ground or at the bottom of the flask, we can say. Then the sample is filtered through the Watsman filter paper and it is dried in the furnace, and then we will get, after crushing and all, we will get a polymer. Again, this shows the flow chart of the co-precipitation technique. We have taken an anion solution and a cation solution. Not every solution will have the positive charge or negative charge. There are some positive charge in a solution, and in another solution there are some negative charge, and as well as positive charge will also be there. When we mix these two solutions, the positive and negative, both the charges will attract each other and will form the nucleus, and after the nucleus it is followed by the growth of that nucleus. The nucleation is followed by the process of growth, and then after growing that nucleus, the process of agglomeration will be there and the precipitate will form. When the precipitate will settle down at the bottom, then we will filter that solution, and after calcination we will get the final product. Here is some demonstration on the synthesis of nanoparticles. Here I have taken ferric nitrate and nickel nitrate solution, and another flask I have taken, another beaker I have taken NaOH solution. After adding this two, I will form the precipitate solution, and after keeping it overnight, I will get, and after filtration I will get the like this form. For filtration process, this will be the structure, and after drying this sample in the furnace or slow heating on the stirrer, I will get the final product. Again here is the another example. I have taken the nickel nitrate and sonicated it with ammonia. In ammonia, after sonication and the stirring, after sonication, then after stirring, centrifugation, washing, the separation, I'll get this after separation also, after separation and drying it at 100 degrees Celsius, I'll get this product. And after this, after the calcination, I'll get the nickel oxide. Thank you. If any queries, please mail me at buteshraddha@gmail.com.